First of all, America's Got Talent. I mean, the guy was on America's Got Talent, big show. And I think as a comedian, it's really hard to do well on America's Got Talent because you're up against all these people who are like gymnasts and magicians and pyrotechnics and all this stuff. And you come out and it's just you, right?
Well, as you can tell by these technical difficulties, how do I sound now, by the way? Does this sound better?
You sound the same. It's fine, though. Go ahead.
I'm so
we can hear you fine. Don't worry about it.
At least people watching it looks like I'm a professional. I apologize. You deserve better.
No, it's fine.
I love that I'm just holding a broken microphone talking to you.
Yeah, it's absolutely just a prop. It's like the old Tonight Show. Carson or whoever, or Leno, whatever, they had that right there. It didn't even work.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think it didn't actually work. I don't think Carson's mic was plugged because they had the. I may be wrong about that. I don't know. We'll
you would know. Well, can I tell you? So I have no talents besides comedy, and I'm not even that good at that, honestly. But yes. But can I tell you where I have strength as a comedian is like on a show like America's Got Talent is like these people are doing these unbelievable things, like so unbelievable that you just watch and go, oh, all right, But that's Howard Stern, that guy.
Oh, he was on. There you are on America's Got Talent. Look at you. Now we can't run it because I'll get demonetized if we run. Already, we might be running afoul of. Am I okay, Tony, to run it or not? I don't think I can run it.
I'm just not running the audio.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But we run. But you can see. Yeah.
My YouTube has all the. If you want to watch my journey, you're welcome.
I do. I want to watch your journey. Okay, that's on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. But it's a really special thing. Yeah,
is it in your YouTube special? The special that's coming out.
So I'm so excited. So thank you for I'm at the Punchline in San Francisco the 6th to the 9th if you're in San Francisco, and I have a whole tour around the country. But I have a comedy special filmed live at the Comedy Store in the main room of the Comedy Store. It's coming out on the 6th at nighttime. So 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 o'clock California time on the 6th. And then it's on YouTube forever. So watch it on the 7th or the 8th, whatever. But it's a whole special, brand new jokes. Nothing about America's Got Talent. Just something you can watch with your family, but you can watch with adults. It's not for kids, but it's not. Kids wouldn't die if they watched it.
Right. There it is.
Oh, that's the old thing. I need to update my website. That's really tomorrow.
Tony just puts up random stuff about he knocking around on Taylor Williamson land. So Taylor Williamson, tell me. So then you're there. I'm sorry to concentrate on America's Got Talent, but I think it was pretty great that you climbed that mountain especially as a comic. As I said, I just think it's very, very hard. And again, you're going to be doing the Punchline in San Francisco 6th to the 9th. So that's this week and your special drops. So I think it's a really great time to be talking to you. So as you look back on that, so it's Stern and who else is it? Howie Mandel's on that panel of
it was
judges?
Stern and Howie Mandel and Heidi Klum and Mel B, Scary Spice. All the great comedians to judge my comedy,
Can I ask you a totally superficial question?
Please.
How gorgeous is Mel B? She seems like she just looks beautiful.
That's so interesting you say that because she is, but people normally go Heidi Klum supermodel. But yes, Mel B is so stunning, but she's not a professional, beautiful person. So
yes, right.
So she doesn't get enough love. And can I tell you, I got to work with her in Vegas. We co-hosted a show at the Planet Hollywood Casino, another normal day of my life. And we're doing rehearsals and she's just normal, without makeup and stuff. And I'm like, you're more beautiful, normal, and she's really funny too.
There's a shot of Mel B, and they have they do. It's just so funny when look at you. When you're doing multiple sets, which is what you are doing, right? Because when you're called back, you have to then come up with a new set for the judges. I would think that's just a very pressure-filled task. And here's my question. Did you see that movie or the series about the chess player? How, and I don't know if you're familiar with chess, but professional chess, they go through multiple days. And sometimes in the old days, they would consult with other chess masters about what the next move should be. So in this case, you're this comedian, you're on this journey, you've made it past these rounds. Now there's a lot on the line, you're up against all of these other things. Do you consult with other comics to say, hey man, I think I'm going to do this material on America's Got Talent. I've made it through 2 rounds and blah, 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 blah. is there a collective input, or do you go with the best stuff from your magic bag of comedy?
Well, so I have a bag. Like, it's funny. Normal watchers of comedy, they think you just write it all on the spot. You know, like I had been doing for 10 years at the time, so I have all these jokes I've written to pick from. But it is hard because you're supposed to raise the raise the stakes. You be better than the last. Do your best stuff every time, but then be better than the last time you were on every time.
Exactly.
So it's like it's an illusion of, like, a musician can be do acoustic guitar the first time, then have violin players behind them. You know, It's like, wow, you're better. He's doing the same thing. They just hired talented people to pretend to be pretend to be playing. By the way,
Oh, it's all on a music track. That's what you're telling me. Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't say anything. But
Okay.
can I be sued? But I had, like, my cousins. I have really funny cousins, Craig and Andrew, and one of the producers, Josh Sandoval. He's a friend of mine from high school randomly. So, like, I was able to. He knows comedy, and, like, I was able to talk to him. And then in the final round, if someone goes on my YouTube, watches the whole journey, in the finale, I had to do 2 performances, and one of them we had to repeat a performance from the first round. So, like, the country singer could just do the same song with whatever behind them, you know, or have the opera singers behind them, whatever. But I was like, I can't tell the same jokes twice. They've heard these jokes before.
Of course.
So I talked to my friends Jillian Bell, who's a brilliant comedian, who
she's terrific,
and her sister, who's so funny, Brienne, and we were we saw you at lunch one day. And
Jillian Bell, I first think I saw on Workaholics, but she was probably working a lot before that. But I just thought she was like standout in that show, and I fell in love with her.
Yeah, she wrote for SNL for a season before that. She's so special, and I had to do a crazy thing with, like, someone in a camel outfit, and I stole the choir from the other act, and she helped. They helped me, like, just like, how did you switch this to this? And then, you know what? Nick Cannon was actually, like, he's not supposed to help you. Like, none of these people are supposed to help you, but he gave me a tip. He just kind of said, don't say, because I had a whole bit I was doing, like, everything's falling apart. It's kind of good advice for life too, just like psychology of people. Like, I had a shtick where I'm like, what is happening? This is terrible. He's like, you can say what is happening, but don't say this is not going well, because people who are voting will go, oh, it's not going well. They believe you when you say it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So
yes.
Taking out that line. And you know what? Howie Mandel, after the show was done, I was so lucky. I got to do a bit with James Lipton in the results show finale. So votes are already cast. Nothing matters. Just
the guy from Inside the Actors Studio.
Yeah, and that's on my YouTube too. I'm not trying to plug my.
No, I'm excited. I'm going to your YouTube right after this. This is great.
I work for YouTube. YouTube.com. It's a great new website. But I got to do a bit with James Lipton. He flew in, like, all these celebrities. He's passed away, rest in peace, so I can say this, but with love. I had a list of all these celebrities I love to work with. They wanted to pair me up with somebody, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not comfortable with this bit. I just truly was like, they want me to do a roast of the judges. And I'm like, I don't want to roast. I don't want to be mean. I presented silly and kind. And
right.
Then I was going to work with Matt. I think Matt Lauer was supposed to do it. And then he had to cancel last minute because there was some emergency he had to go cover. This is before the scandal, you know?
Sure.
And then I made a list of all these people, and everyone said no, they didn't reach out. Then James Lipton happened to be a fan of AGT. He just won the Emmy Award the night before. He flew in red eye, and we spent the day together in the green room, like, coming up with, like, a pre-written interview. I got to write a thing with him. And
what a cool thing this is.
Yeah, and Howie Mandel saw us. He's there all day. He hates being by himself. He loves being around people, you know, and he was just watching us do dress rehearsal, and he saw there was some clunkiness to it. And he was aware that I can't say to Sir James Lipton, I don't think that idea of yours is funny. I'm not doing that. But he knew, so he was able to come in as Howie Mandel, the producer, and just make some changes and take out some stuff and fix the clunkiness.
Kind of articulate what you were thinking, but he was able to maybe make the point where you couldn't make it.
Yeah, and he did it without me asking, and
that's just so cool.
And it's one of the coolest things I ever did, and I regret so. I was like, I never sent him a thank you note. It was so overwhelming. It was a big tornado of, like, meeting all these special people, and I didn't know, like, am I supposed
Right.
to
I mean,
do
you
those
don't.
phone numbers? I don't
Yeah, you lose track. I have to say that it's one of those things where, I mean, I think I would, to be perfectly honest, I think it would crumble under that kind of. But you just have to kind of keep your head in the game, I suppose. But I also think that it's one of those moments where you go, wow, I wish I could be in a lifeguard chair somewhere watching all of this. In other words, enjoy the moment. There's so much pressure, I would think, in the moment to create, to write, to collaborate, that somehow it may distract you. They always say, live in the moment, live in the moment. There are a lot of things to distract you from living in the moment. And that feels as though it's exactly the situation that is at one time exhilarating, like on another level, and then also so intense that it's hard to sit back and enjoy the moment. And if you do enjoy too much, you won't excel in the moment. You know what I mean?
I mean, completely. Like, can I tell you, like, and that was 10 years ago. So like, I'm 20-year veteran now. I truly don't think I could do it today. Like, I don't think I have, and it's not, I'm a better artist than I've ever been. And I'm proud of what I do, but it's a big psychological mind F word, It's just
Absolutely.
very,
Yeah.
overwhelming and scary. Like, I cried multiple times throughout, from good things and bad things. It's just like it's my first time on live TV, and if you watch the first live show, like Heidi Klum, it went fine, it went good, and Heidi Klum tells me you're not appropriate for children because you have my joke offensive, and like I'm not out, I want to be like cute, edgy. I'm not out here to make parents be like horrified during a family time. That's not my intention, And like, so I believed what she said, and I didn't know what's going on, but she's just her job is she made a choice. Her job was to make a defiant decision. She's a cool woman, She
No,
doesn't
you've done a
care.
bunch of stuff with her. I've seen you in a bunch of bits with Heidi Klum along the way in social media and in other stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I have a career now thanks to her, because it's like I cried that night because it was so overwhelming. I'm like, am I a monster? Did I ruin children? Did I traumatize children with my joke about a blind person? Whatever I said, it was silly, not whatever, whatever.
Yeah, you don't do really intense coarse stuff typically.
Yes, but her saying, people who get voted off this show, like, there's great comics who go on, every judge goes, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing, and they don't get voted through because that's boring. I got like controversy, I got spiciness, whatever.
I see. Yeah.
So her saying you're not funny, you're not appropriate, the crowd booed her, and then the next day I got through, and then I made the rest of my show about trying to get Heidi Klum to give me approval and think I'm funny. And then we had a whole shtick, and like I bought a house because of it. Like, my career is, there's a Labradoodle, my friend Margie and Dan's Labradoodle. I told a joke about the Labradoodle, and Heidi Klum are the reason I've been able to survive and have a career. Thanks. So
That's a great story. That's a great story. I only have one Howie Mandel story that I'll share with you on the way out. It's a very quick one. So we go to the same doctor, okay? And we're there at the same time, just so happens. And I say hi, and I've known him because we have a lot of mutual friends. And of course, being in Hollywood, we all know each other. So he's there at the same time I am, and he does one of those. We go into the same room, in the same bathroom for the urine sample thing. So I do mine, and then he goes. We're not coordinating our physicals. It just happens that it's happening at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And you reach through after you have the urine sample. It's in this little cup thing, right? And you reach through and you put it on a little shelf that's there, and then it kind of allows you to be private, but at the same time you can, pass it through. There's a little pass through in the bathroom. So I do mine and I pass through, and then I'm out there in the hall, but I'm sort of adjacent to the lab where there's the pass through in the bathroom. So Howie goes in, he does his, and opens the little pass-through window with his hand on the urine sample cup, and he says, "Give this to Mark Thompson," which I just thought, Howie is just so clever and funny and, irreverent and marvelous, and also warm. He reminds me, you guys are similar in that they're, I don't feel like, I don't have a lot of moments where I go, ooh, I can't believe you said that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're enjoying, and then the comic on stage will do some chunk or say something and you go, oh man, I wish, I don't get taken out of my enjoyment by either one of you. I think I hope you'll take that comparison in a flattering way, because I mean it in a flattering way.
That means so much to me. Thank you. I love that. You're basically saying you guys are both Jewish, but thank you. And we are.
Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I want.
Neither of you have foreskin. You seem very similar.
So let me just remind everyone, we have a lot of Bay Area listeners and viewers. Taylor Williamson, comedian, actor. I didn't realize you're such an actor. Well,
I didn't know either. I'm a father.
Well, look at the little sweet. And you take your offspring with you everywhere, don't you?
I gave birth to her. I'm that basic person who, a COVID person. I got a dog. I'm that guy who I bring my dog almost everywhere. It's really like
it's true. The day I saw you, bumped into you, and Julian Bell was there, et cetera. You were. It was a big brunch, everybody, and you had the dog with you. You had her with you.
She's 4 pounds. She makes people smile, and I'm just like, I could put her in my backpack, and I'm like, I could leave her in a cage, like a little crate. I'm not to be dramatic. Yeah. She's a tiny dog. She needs to be in a crate when I leave her at home for safety and stuff. And she has separation anxiety. Now I have separation anxiety, and I'm like, why not? I've been going to Whole Foods. Why not bring her to Whole Foods? If I go to the Punchline in San Francisco, why not?
Sure.
Why not? You know what? Here's what happens. I bring a comedian to open for me. This guy, Joey Bragg. He's a brilliant young comic who I know you would adore. He was on Liv and Maddie on the Disney Channel when he was younger. And so he has this huge following. But I met him when he was 12 years old. He was a little stand-up comedian kid. I was like, hey, nice to meet you, buddy. Okay. Then he has like millions of followers. He's a superstar. He's a great stand-up. He's been a stand-up for 15 years now. He's 27 or something.
Wow.
And so I bring the dog. I bring an opening act who I trust to hold my dog, who's also funny. So I bring a kind, funny opening act. Like, it's the dog, just everything's better because of the dog.
Sure.
I run into wonderful people like you because of the dog.
I love that. I love that the dog will be. So Taylor and his doggy, Punchline San Francisco. There is a list of dates that you can barely make out. That's his entire date. You can find on his website.
I could use a better website if anyone wants to.
San Francisco Punchline, What the F with Mark Maron. The podcast releases this week. I don't know about that with Jim Jeffries. He's on that podcast. Look at You with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, that podcast. You're playing the Comedy Store in L.A. around Christmas week. Then you go to Louisville. Man, what a schedule. Anyway, this week at the Punchline in San Francisco, December 6th through 9th, and the special is on YouTube. It's released on the 6th in just a couple of days. Taylor, I just think you're great. There's the website. Go take the journey with Taylor on his YouTube channel and see his America's Got Talent rise and enjoy the new special. Really cool, man. Glad you could make it by.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and you're my favorite, and we got to hang out in real life soon.
I'd love that. I'd love that. Let's do it in the new year.
Yes, sir, and thank you to all your wonderful audience members for listening to me. And the sound thing, very unprofessional, and I deserve a red card for that, and I apologize.
No, you're great. You sound good. We loved it. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.